Okay, we are live. We'll be discussing about the data centers and a little bit on the impact of this creation of this artificial intelligence, which is basically becoming garbage in terms of the data which is being collated, whether it's coming from any of these sources. I mean, it is appalling to see the kind of pattern applications which have been filed. So I'll just wait for a couple of more minutes before I deep dive into that. In the meantime, I'm going to retrieve few of the applications, particularly from Scotland and Ireland, where actually they talk about sustainability. I mean, sustainability has to be understood in real sense. I mean, without sustainability, this global warming which has happened, and I mean the worst thing right now is even the data parameters which have been examined or measured by the authorities is not working out. For the longest time, Delhi is not getting rains. Maybe the rains are in the air or somewhere. However, the point of contention is since the global warming is real and GDPR compliance is not there in India, it is creating a real time uh, it's creating a real-time hallucinated data because the users themselves have no understanding of what it means to be online and what it means to be offline. There are folks who are like, why this person is online, and if somebody wants to live an offline life, that is their lifestyle. Lifestyle is nothing to do with the profession. Profession is nothing to do with the lifestyle. Lifestyle has nothing to do with the profession. Again, the lifestyle of the family members has nothing to do with the work. Work itself has to be seen as a separate entity in every manner. What is important here is the most appalling data set which is being seen not only in India but globally. That is one reason, all the countries are telling all the folks, whether it's the child, the seniors and the juniors, or whatever nomenclature is there, that you have to have a very good diction in English. Can you just imagine the spell of deposit? Deposit is supposed to be DEPOSIT. This particular stuff which I saw today, which has a UI, and it is appalling to see the spelling of deposit is DEPOSITE. Side deposit. I mean, where does that E come from? The E, the elephant E, in the spell check. So what is important here is even the teachers have to undergo the trainings. The teachers have to go undergo the best of the training, whether they have to learn it from British Council. I think British Council English should be good enough, or you go. There's TOEFL, there's IELTS. I think this IELTS and TOEFL training should be compulsory, not only for the teachers. I think medical fraternity, doctors, dentists, physiotherapists. If you see the kind of spellings they write, I mean, half of the times you won't be able to even read this prescription. So even if you have the best of the OCRs, the spell check cannot be done. Spelling is a menace, and particularly people will understand and would understand the ethos with which bio students are being taught. At least in our times, I'm very fast with my writing also, because I mean, that is how I have been trained, because I studied in army and then a civilian school, which was supposed to be a convent school. But the good thing about that convent school was we had a lot of IoT in place from the very beginning. So that is the only positive thing about that school. Anyhow, that is besides the point. The point here is that today, most of the people, whether the person is the principal, whether vice principal, teacher, XYZ, the teachers themselves don't know the spellings, and how are they supposed to even check the I mean those spellings and all? Because right now, again, I was working on something, I had to submit my submissions and all. Spelling people don't know. I mean, deposit, come on, deposit is never DEPOSITE. It's like, I know what site is they are trying to do. So imagine, just imagine these people as coders in any way whatsoever. I mean, all the coding, everything has to be null and void, because in one part, like the book I wrote, the chapter I contributed was AI and philanthropy, blah blah blah. But today I realized that the real intelligence has to come first. What does that real intelligence mean? Real intelligence is the intelligence of individuals. You have to identify whether you call them subscriber, consumer, XYZ, content creators. if the English is not good, I mean, the spell check, the basic English has to be correct. They don't know what is past tense, present tense, future tense. English has gone for a toss. I mean, the best of the people in the best of the capacity. I was just hearing somebody from the 1970s, then I was hearing somebody from 1960s. The pronunciation is altogether at a different angle. I mean, God only help them in terms of the understanding of the language, because English is universal. And that is one reason that the emphasis of English is very high in a army or background school. Convent, I'm not very sure, because the school I studied from, obviously the folks don't have a diction like mine, because I was trained from army background. But yes, I was very fast, and that was one reason that I was always one against the others. But that's okay. That's how my life has been. But that doesn't mean that you put me as zero or one or nullify me in any way whatsoever, because the coding itself is not applicable to people like us, because we are the framework builders of what most of the folks have no cognizance of, and we are not here to give any cognizance of any sort. So the point of contention is very simple. Even before we talk about the best of the mathematical equations and everything, Aryabhatta and this that, take everything null and void. What is required right now is everybody has to go through these English lessons, the basic English lessons of the basic words. Probably just pick up the first 50 English words which everybody should know, then the 100 English words people should know, then 1,000 English words people should know. People, in the sense, anybody who's coming online or in the offline, are trying to write. I think they should write an essay. I think Modi ji should, you know the current government, what they should do is they should make income tax free. I mean, कोई income tax देने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप इंग्लिश में उनको लेटर लिख दो कि सर ये reasons है, इसकी वजह से हम income tax नहीं देंगे, because for everything we have been taxed. Come on, man. I mean, um, before I eat anything, I'm just calculating. I just bought something, and there also, 60 rupees, 70 rupees tax. The indirect taxes are so high in India. How will anybody survive? Forget about business people. Come on. Even a rickshaw wala is giving tax. I mean, even if you're not filing ITR, that doesn't mean anything. And all these, UPIs and UTIs and whatnot. This is like the easiest code to be done in the online world. But what is important is the real intelligence. So let's just focus for some time on the real intelligence, so that all these coding done by, I don't know, I don't even want to mention the names. All these, Wipros, your TCS, your Tatas, and whatnot. All these may be the 10 top players who are supposed to be generator of folks who are heading these companies, the TLs, the team leaders. Even if you just tell them, stop using these GPTs, stop using these LLMs, just write a normal application, you will be surprised to see that they can't even articulate the thoughts. That is the damage which is being done by automizing everything. But at the same point of time, the basics are not clear. If the basic was clear, AI can be the biggest boon. Otherwise, it's a bane in itself. Thank you for watching out the video. What is important is learn English. I mean, learn to write English, learn to write the right words in the best format. Thank you for watching out the video. Have a great day.